Good afternoon, interweb. As a grown man, you have to talk through a pipe. Right, so we're going to be fitting a McAlpine bath waist. This is one with a click-clack, like this. These are all the components that come with it. So I always start by putting in, I see loads of people putting silicone on these. You don't need to. I've never had one leak. If you don't trust your work, I suppose you could, but I've been fitting these for 20 years and I've never had one leak. So as you can see on here, it's got a thread on it. So I always put it on, screw it up. You see it going up the threadlet? No, normally. Give it a bit of effort. Screw it up, nice and high. You don't need to put silicone on them, it's the whole point of the thread, okay? Rubber seal on the outer edge, over the hole. Now this is the bath that we're going to be reusing. So you then get your little, I don't know what to call it, bolt. Goes through the middle of the chrome cover. You don't need silicone on the outside because it will seal it. Put it through. I'll see if I can actually maybe lean over and look. I might actually be able to see what I'm doing instead of, oh yeah, look, I'm not even lined up, look, bloody idiot. Oh my god, it's like I'm having a moment, ain't I? Oh, there we go. Strength! So you do it up, I always do it up finger tight. Now you get with it this little key. Inside is the nut, the outer nibs are for the actual waist that goes down. So that goes over and then you just do it up. Now something that I do that's quite important is just make sure I look down behind and just make sure that I'm actually around the edge of the hole properly. And then I push that in tight against the bath. I don't care about this because I'll move that with my finger look, as it goes tight, okay? So I'm pushing really hard now from the other side of the bath. Turn your key. And what it's actually doing here, the reason this is quite tough, is because it's actually biting a thread. Or biting? What the hell? Cutting a thread through the plastic as I'm turning it. So just under my thumb where I'm pushing here, you'll see that that starts coming out. Now I do this up. Don't want to be over tightening these, but you do want them tight enough to not leak. Maybe that's why people use silicone, because they're scared. Okay, so that's now on. Now what you'll see here, this side, is you've got the bits sticking through, and you get these little 10mm screws. Put one on. Now I was going to use a spanner to do it up tight, but the problem with that is that if it ever needed undoing, how would you ever get your hand up there and undo? Oh, actually, it's like the bath, isn't it? What am I talking about? So I normally just pinch these up as tight as I can with my fingers, but I'm just going to give that a little nip, and then that's your, give it a little straighten. Make sure it's pointing downwards, give it another little tighten. Happy days. There you go, squidgy squidge, okay? So that's that bit done. Now we've got to mess about doing this bit. So we know it's going to be sticking out like that. Now I don't want the waist sticking over there like that. So what you can do with these is that you can twist them up to a 90-degree angle. Okay, so when that waist goes through, I want my pipe to come out of here and connect onto the trap or onto the pipe that's over there. I might have to do a bit of jiggery pokery, but it won't be anything daft, it'll just be. So as again, if you see that, so no silicone, guys. You don't need it. Rubber seal. Rubber seal. If you needed silicone, the manufacturer and instructions would say use bloody silicone, just like they do on shower screens. It shows you where to put the silicone. they would do the same if you needed it. You don't need it. So, line it up underneath, drop the waste in, using the key provided. Now with this bit here, you've got to make sure that you don't cross thread it. And believe me, it is bloody easy to do. Oh my god, it's not the most annoying key in the world when it doesn't fit properly. So with these, I use my spanner on these. People always try and do them finger tight. You can't do them tight enough with your fingers. And I'm wondering if that's where people get leaks, because they think that you can just do them up tight enough with your hands. And I'm sure there'll be people going, oh, I'm strong enough, I can do it with my hands. Yeah, well, good on you, whippity do. Popeye arms. More like Popeye brains. Anyway, then what you've got is a cover. Cover screws on here. I'm going to leave the protection cover on, and I'll show you that when I'm done. Now this here, this is the actual bath waste, okay? And what I like about these is that you can take them apart and you can clean it all out. This whole thing, after it's fitted, comes out and can be cleaned. Now we got one of these at home, brilliant bit of kit. Okay? In the bath, pop it all the way down, all the way back up, and that's now in. And then to get that out to clean it, fingers under the edge, pull it out, take it all apart, clean it. It's got a hair trap function on it, and believe me, it traps hair. So anyway, now you've got to connect. Put that back on. Now we've got to connect the plastic pipe to the waste, okay? It comes with this knuckle and this bit here, okay? So obviously it's going to be going into the waste like that. So you'll see its shape. It's got like a little tapered edge. It goes in towards the trap. Slide it on, push it up, down, and notice how high I've pushed that up. The reason I've done that is because I want it to push down inside the trap. Look, come around here, Heidi. I want people to see this. Okay, so I've pushed that up quite high. Okay, when I push that in, you can pull it so it flexes, sort it out in a minute. Okay, but look, watch. I want that to go right inside. Look how far that goes in. Okay, so that's now pushed in as far as it goes. It goes right up to here, right up to that knuckle there, look. And then dig your nut up. And your nut just needs to be hand tight. Okay, so rubber seal. Then what I do to make sure there's no kinks is I then push the pipe back up. I then reconcertina it up. If you use your overflow, you literally want it to drop, hit that bend, and go down the waste. And then you've got your red washer. So red indicates your 40mm waste pipe. Blue indicates your 32mm waste pipe. So red washer, rubber, just rest it in. I'm going to put it on there because then that's like safekeeping. I'm going to have to line it for this. Okay, now. And it's the worst bath in the world, and it won't let me do that. Alright, so we'll sort this rubbish bit out and we'll be back. That's if I don't fall asleep.